What's it going? What's it going? What's it going? We won't be here very long because I have work at 4 a.m. MST time, which is 6 a.m. EST time. But I am here to bring you my review of, I was about to say Married at First Sight, and then I was about to say Love After Lockup, and then I was about to say something else, child. All the shows I've been watching. But no, 90 Day Fiancé. You may hear some thunder in the background to give you a little extra ambiance. You know, that is not me playing sounds, that is the sounds playing through me. Yes, ma'am, indeed. Anyway, so excuse me if I take a pause for a few seconds. Actually, let me start my timer because I want to be able to have a rough estimate of where I'm at when I'm talking about these couples because I have come organized tonight. And I've taken notes and we're going to get into it and talk about each couple individually. So, if you are listening to the audio version, the video version will have some photos that I have found on the interwebs. And we're going to talk about this cast. So let me get to this folder wherever I put it, if I can find it. Let me look at my notes. Okay, so I am going to be bringing astrology into this conversation at times when I can. But normally, like, when a new show starts, it's a little hard to actually, like, find out the zodiac signs of people because people haven't stalked them enough yet. But I did go through some of their Instagrams, and I will be linking the ones that we went through below. I went through some of their Instagrams and basically, like, was able to discern some of their birthdays roughly. I would love a full birth chart, but you know, these are just regular people still at this point. They haven't gotten to that 90-day fiancé fame that is surely about to hit them as everybody gets obsessed in their lives. Normally, I'm not the one to want to come out here so early to talk about the couples, to be honest with you, because like I don't know any of them besides Ari and Benham. Excited that they're back. They weren't in this episode, but whoa, boy, was it hard to fucking focus when I first started watching the episode because the preview for the whole entire season showed the hot sister of Biniam throwing wine in Ari's face. I was like, what the gone? What happened? Girl, what happened? You know, it is rare that you see a woman like chuck a drink, a beverage at another woman. So kind of got to get into that and figure out what the fuck happened with that. Woo, Jesus. So Ari and Benham, they surely won't be disappointing. Even though I know some of Ari and Benham stuff is like for the antics, for the kicks and giggles. My cat's like playing with her toy. I mean, she like looks right up at me like, babe, who told you to talk about my business like that? She's a ginger girl. She's a beast. I'll tell you. When I adopted her, I didn't realize that it was the boys that are more friendly. Maybe that's why there's 80% more of them than the girls. Because mom's is not the cuddliest, but she's like cuddly with me, but it's still not like as much as I want. So I've kind of just been like wanting another cat recently. But I got to get my coins in order first. Once I get my coins in order, I'm going to go with my daughter and we're going to go adopt the cat together. And I'm going to be like, it's your cat. And then when she's with her dad for 2 weeks, if he stays in Orlando, then I'll be like, it's my cat again. But even though, regardless, still during school days, I'll be like, it's my cat. And then I'll be like, all right, go back to your actual owner, Jaden. But anyway, also, I looked up the cost of how much it is to get someone here on a 9-day visa, and it says it's about $1,500. I'm pretty sure there's other things to be added into that, like different form expenses or even just like the traveling that people may do. But the way some people talk, I always assumed that the application process would like cost like a smooth $5,000 or something. But it's like about $850, and I feel like to gain admittance to a whole nother country, like it's not the worst amount. I don't know. But I just was curious about that. And then what else I say? I said, I know and see Vice is happy for certain couples to not be on here. Like Kenny and Armando. Like, I'm glad we got Ari and Benny, not Kenny and Armando, because I know Auntie would be like, oh gosh, skip, because she thought they were boring. And they kind of are. I love them too as well. I love their story. I love the things that they talk about. I'm queer, so I'm here for the queers. But they were pretty boring. They were pretty boring. But Hannah's Instagram is popping. That is a cute child. But some of their storyline did feel like, come on, guys. Like, we're not going to make Armando start all over. Armando has grown ass triplets, bitch. Like, not Armando, Kenny. Kenneth has kids older than me. And they all look the same. They're all, like, from the same eggamajig. So it's just like, come on. We know this is for kicks and giggles. Like, Armando knows good and well that they're not having a biological child to start over fresh when this man has, like, 30-year-old kids. But let's get into it. The couples we did not go and see today for the first episode was Patrick and Ty. Thank God. I just wasn't ready to even get into them because I see that it's going to be some mess with the brother. And we didn't get to Muhammad and Yvette, which is Muhammad's a 25-year-old and Yvette's a 48-year-old. And I wrote in my notes, I guess, because I like whatever said online, that apparently she has a 12-year-old special needs son, and he slid in her DM. So that's their intro. And we also did not see Ari and Benham because, well, we've seen plenty of them. Like, why? They don't need to be on the first episode. They did it smart by, like, instead doing the way they did or whatever. But I'm going to go in order of the people. So first I have Kara and G, because I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to try. Miona and Jabri. And then we'll end it on S and Bael. I'm not about to say her name either. All right, so we got, right, my timing. I started this about 7 minutes. All right, so we got Kara and G. Mama. Kara is 29. He is 23. Okay, so apparently these two met in the DR while she was on some type of work trip. And did they get pregnant? What have prego in my notes? I don't remember them getting pregnant. Either way, Kara is ADHD as fuck. Okay, Kara said that she has been a handstand model, that she has lit people's foreheads for a living. Kara said that she has been a cat whisperer, that she has been a Sims expert, that she waitress, dancer, model, actress, like secondary role, primary role, leading role, OBGYN. Like, Kara has done it all. Kara gives me Leo energy. Actually, while I'm talking, I'm going to like look through some of their pictures that I'm going to be posting on the video version. So if you're on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And, like, let's actually talk about these people. Okay, so Kara actually has one picture on Instagram where she puts, not canceled. And I'm just like, oh, I wonder what was that about? What you did, girl? Because, girl, whatever you did, let me tell you something. Reddit gon' find out, boo. Reddit gon' find out, boo. But Kara's sexy, and Guillermo is sexy. They are a hot couple, and in the preview, baby. See, this is what I feel like 90 Days catching up to me a little bit because I'm 28. So now I kind of feel like, like the content is becoming closer to relatable for me for like scenes, like a high school reunion. Mine's is next year. And she's basically at a high school reunion. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, basically, she graduated 2011. I graduated 2012. So people on the show now, their age range are starting to fall more in line with my age range. So it's a little interesting. Like, Yara and Jovi are closer to my age. So, like, I could kind of, like, see some of their problems. Not relate, because, like, I don't relate. But it's just, like, a more, like, oh, okay, like, Like, I don't feel as relatable to, I can't pronounce the name, Bayal or whatever. Anyway, moving along. Not gonna get deep into that, but I feel like Kara's a Leo. She has to be a Leo somewhere in her chart. She's really hot. Like, Kara's really, 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 really hot. Did I say that enough? She's really hot. Now, the bad part. I don't think I'm gonna like her. I really don't. There's just something about her. I don't think I'm gonna like her. But let me look at my notes. She became a big balloon gardener. Oh, that's why I said I don't think I'm gonna like her, because I'm not the biggest fan of balloons. So she one of them people that in the middle of COVID, she said she figured it out. Like, she figured out how to get the bag. Like, so like, I'm impressed by her. I can see Sag as well. Leo Sag, something fire. Because let me tell you something. That girl, she said, "Oh, I'm about to go get my man," because apparently his passport is expired, and also he's like a social justice like warrior as well. He basically was like, sorry, I'm gonna be all over the place when I'm talking about these couples, because I'm gonna remember stuff as I'm talking about them. But basically he was not traveling. Basically things in Venezuela weren't doing the best, and like he was like watching kids be hungry and stuff like that. And so in a way, and okay, like, I'm not, in the words of Misha, I'm not gonna say what they said because I don't remember what they said, to be honest with you. But basically, he said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm about to fuck some shit up." So he like got pissed off and joined the resistance, some like total money heist energy. You know what I'm saying? So he pretty much was like, "I'm about that life because I'm watching people not be able to have a life," if you know what I'm saying. And he said like in the environments he was in, like the police were like shooting and all this type of stuff. I was like, "Oh, he's an activist." Like, I would never call myself an activist, okay? Just because I get upset every now and again about like some fuck shit that people may do and I may speak out about it on social media, that to me is not considered an activist. These but then wait, I just remembered. But then he also said, wait, where did I put it? I said he's an activist. And then he said that he wants to protest, but he wants to live a life. Because after he was in that environment where people were like shooting and shit, he was like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." And I'm like, I still count you as an activist, but I still do. And so basically he moved to I guess a more safe area. I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about the Venezuelan politics or the political atmosphere in Venezuela, so I'm not abreast to that type of knowledge. But I guess what he relocated himself to an area where his brothers were, where it was a lot more safe and manageable, and he said that he still figured out how to fight for people even just from that area. So like, kudos to him, kudos to his personality. I'm down with that. He basically met her as he was learning English working at a cafe. Kara was sitting there with her hot, sexy Leo self and was like, "Ooh, I like you." And he said, "My granny likes my lips too." Okay, that's not what he said, but she said that his granny said that she loves his lips as well. And I said, "Oh, wow. Granny approved." Okay. Let me see what else I got for them. I said if she was my ex, I'd probably pop her balloons if I wanted to be petty. Even though I'm afraid of balloons. But I could totally see like her breaking up with someone and be like, "Man, fuck you. Pop, 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 pop it up." When she liked them, she moved to the Dominican Republic with her job. And I said if she was on Married First Sight, she was my match, it'd be a no, because them balloons. She calls herself a cougar. I mean, she's 29, he's 23. I'm like, "Girl, you're no cougar." I don't. Like, it's also because their energy feels very similar. Like, she feels very, like, she looks 23 as well, and she acts 23 to me. And like, baby, that a preview for the next episode. Or sometime in the season, I guess. I don't remember if it was like a season overview or if it was like next episode, next on. I don't remember. But there's going to be a scene where she's at her high school reunion and her ex-boyfriend is like, "Yeah, I loved her and she fucked me over and she made out with someone else and da da da." And I'm like, damn. And he looked disheveled, okay? He had his hair up. It was frizzy. And he just looked disheveled. Like, he was still there back in 2011 when she kissed somebody else and broke his heart. And now he probably been waiting in the wings this whole time, just waiting for his little Leo to come on back through. And then she said, fuck this shit, I'm out. And she went to Dominican Republic and got her man. And in fact, let me tell you how much she got her man, okay? His passport is expired, right? I guess along with the political complications that are in Venezuela, he's not able to renew his passport, but America and Venezuela allegedly, I guess, have made an agreement with each other that even if it's expired, if it's for visa purposes only, they would be allowed admittance into the United States. So he's still just really nervous because, listen, he's probably like, okay, Kara, you can say what you want to say, but you're white and you're in America. So like, just cause you read something on Reddit don't mean that I can just get over to America with expired passport. Like, he's nervous. And he even talks about how he's nervous when he's in the car and at the airport to just meet her, because plot twist, not plot twist, she about to come get her man, baby. She said, I'm on the I think Misha says it because I think it's a road in Texas, but I'm on the I-9 by 9, baby. She said that she is ready to go right now. And she booked herself a flight to the Dominican Republic just so she can escort him to the United States, because she said, I'm going to make sure that y'all see subsection AB, that it say that my man can come with me. Don't play with it. Play with it if you want to. Play in my face if you want to. She about to go white girl ballistic up in that bitch. If you try her and tell her that she can't bring her Mario sexy lip ass self over here, okay? She ain't playing. Let me tell you something. Kara's not playing no games, okay? Karen. Do you see how close it is? Kara is not. She ain't pulling no punches. She said, I'll make sure if they say no, I'm a white woman, himself over into United States, because I got the power. White women know, white women who believe in themselves, y'all can do anything. Because they're gonna let y'all do anything, truly. But that's them. I said she gonna get her man by hook or by crook. Pancake make a broke bitch. You know what I'm talking about? The oh yeah, I was talking about when so when so you're not supposed to say the name of it, but when the inflammation happened and everything, I guess that's what struck some nerves when it came to the climate between Venezuela and America, because it put a lot of people in a very bad financial situation. Oh, and they also adopted, okay, so no offense, I called it ugly dog together, sorry. And the dog is with her, so I guess she took it back home. But yeah, that's my notes for them. So moving along, let's move on to the next couple. All right, at 17-minute mark, we've got to talk about Colby and Emily. It's probably more like 18-minute mark, because I started recording a little bit after I started talking. But anyway, so we got Colby and Emily. Colby's 34. Emily's 39. Colby is the one from Cameroon. He is the foreigner, and he is getting engaged, married to Miss Emily, who is 29. And she is in Kansas. So basically, Emily, and again, I'm about to paraphrase their entire story, and at times look down in my notes to try to remember some things. They're another one who actually got a whole page note for me. But Colby is supposed to be a underwear model, and underwear model for who and where? Maybe back in the day. If you scroll down that Instagram page enough, I can see some. And like, listen, I'm not talking no shit, okay? I'm nobody's underwear model. Don't even really wear them, to be honest with you. But like, I'm nobody's underwear model out here. So like, I'm just saying same to him. But I mean, hey, it's just like, like what would you say to your daughter if she like just like brought him, like was like, Dad, I love him so much, he's an underwear model, black man in China, because he's a black man from China, and her line to say is, I love black guys, so of course I found the only black guy in China. But she didn't even say it like that. She's like more like one of those, to me, like throaty, aggressive white girls. If you like, it's not really like, oh my gosh. It's more like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's my man. Like, but like not that deep. I don't know how to describe her. I really don't. I went through her Instagram and it was kind of interesting. I forgot I was looking at these pictures at times. They do have a child by the name of Coben. And his name is Kobe. Okay. Creative. Creative. I'm being honest. Creative. I'm not being shady at all about that. That's creative. Anyway, moving on. So they romanced in China. They got engaged within 2 weeks. The pancake delayed him coming over here for 2 years. You know what I'm talking about. He has not met his son yet. His son is 17 months old. The dad described the son as a crazy 1.5-year-old. And I was like, sir, what 1.5-year-old is not crazy? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What 1.5-year-old is not crazy? It looks like Emily's job is she nannies. So she nannies for somebody and basically in tandem keeps her son at the same time with the child. So, but it doesn't pay all the bills. So I think in about the second scene they showed of them, the parents and the sister, they're all sitting around talking, and the dad's like, so I'm gonna be taking care of this nigga for 6 months. Like, he didn't say that, but when the cameras weren't there, he said that before. I mean, you know. And she was probably like, Dad, just make sure don't say it when he gets here. And then Coben's like, nigga. And then the dad's like, do you think he'd be comfortable here, like in Kansas? And to which I say, we're talking about a black man from China. Now, I'm ignorant and I do not know the racial statistics in China, but I just don't imagine black being even half of the pie chart. If there was one, there probably is one. But I just, I'm not a betting woman, but if I was a betting woman, I would just say that like the black part of the pie chart would probably just be entered into the other. I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But moving along. So, she lets us know that 2 of her exes were incarcerated. And on her Instagram, she consistently says that she does what she wants. Go ahead, girl. Do what you want. Yes, ma'am. You and Kara. Let me see. I wrote the parents. They looked exasperated. Like the parents, they look like, oh, this is really happening. Like, I think the parents have like settled in to the amount they have to take care of their daughter and their grandson at this point. Like, this is what I feel. I could be wrong, but I kind of feel like the parents have just like, they're comfy, Like, they're just like, I like where things are, like she's out there making a buck for herself, not as many bucks as maybe we would like, because we would like her to be on her own, like her other sister, like the sister with the head on her shoulders. But we also have a grandson, and hey, he brings joy to our life, and eventually someone will marry our daughter. She's not the worst looking, she's not the worst personality. She goes after what she wants, and she will snag a man in no time, I don't think they really, because don't forget, his visa got denied the first time. So, and the son's 17 months old. So I don't think the parents really imagined that it was going to get approved. That's just my conspiracy theory. And I said what I said, and I won't change it unless I see something that negates that otherwise. Anyway. They remind her that it's not going to be like the wild life she had in China. I'm like, girl, what was you doing in China, girl? What was you doing in China? Are they just referring to the fact that she came back with a baby? Because, like, you can have sex in America. So I don't know if that's that wild. And when when I went on her Instagram, I just, like, mainly saw her, like, on the subway with her friends or whatever. Like, she seemed like she was, like, really banging it out in China, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, she seemed like she was really having a blast of fun. I was like, I want friends I could travel with like that to other countries. And we just have fun. I mean, I could. Actually, I have friends in Puerto Rico. And I've already been like, can I come see you? So, said I'm on my way. Meet me on the other side. I'll be on the way. I'll be on the way. That's going to lead us into our next person. We talk about him, our Khalid / Vic Mensa, if you ever done seen one in my life, okay? But, let's see what time it is. Alright, let's get this party going. She says that he's no longer an underwear model. I said, well, duh. Have you seen the pictures on Instagram? Let me tell you something. COVID did it to me too. And then I got heartbroken twice, and then I lost the weight from my child. So, maybe y'all need to have some heartbreaks. I don't know. Dad said no repeat. Oh, Dad basically is like, hey, so can you make sure not to get pregnant twice while you're here? And you know, it's so funny because, like, when you have a baby, like, in a nuanced type of situation, like when you have a child, when you are nowhere set up for it, it is so funny, like, the kind of, like, awkwardness that the person who's supporting you has with you about this. Because let's be honest with it, to a certain degree, like, you could be like, hey, screw you, stay out of your daughter's ovaries. But at the same time, it is also kind of like, hey, he has a point because he's the one supporting those ovaries. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the dad already looks, like, nervous. Like, I'm telling you, he's already, like, 6, so he can't work for 6 months? Six whole months? And then that's when his dad said he got to be domesticated. And to that, I heard slavery. But that was just me. He didn't say it. He didn't say it. He didn't say it, okay? I'm not going to put it on the dad, but it's kind of what I heard. Okay, let me see if I got any other notes about this couple, because I want to move on. And then I can talk about it more later. Nanny with her son. She wants to readjust her job. Dad said, I'm supporting her for 6 months. Dad said, no, repeat, whatever. Because, she was like, I don't take birth control. She's like, I have my birth control, but I don't take it. And the mom was like, well, it only works if you, take it. I said, oh, Jesus. Because you'd already seen in the previews, like, let me tell you, Emily the one who should, Emily is the kid that you do cut off before she gets to this point, you know? Like, Emily is the child that you're just like, you know what? She's going to definitely go to another country one day if we don't buckle down and, like, get her straight. And she's going to go to another country, get impregnated, come back over here, and then on our dime, because I forgot, when you have the K9 visa, someone has to sponsor that individual. And so I'm pretty sure that means that the parents are now probably signing up to be legally responsible for him for 10 years, no matter what. And you cannot go on any assistance. You cannot, I don't even know if you can't get taxes. I don't know if you can get taxes back either. I'm not completely sure, but there's, like, a lot of just different things that, like, change, and you are it's like you're basically, when you bring someone over here for a K9 visa, you co-sign for their life, but you have to have a certain amount of income in order to be eligible to even agree to co-sign for their life. And because she's on a nanny salary and she's already said that salary doesn't even cover her bills, I would imagine it's the parents who are the ones to be co-signing for his life. So the dad is probably doesn't want to be shady and saying, like, so I'm taking care of this nigga for 10 years instead he's saying 6 months. But listen, everybody on 90 Day Fiancé, all these people, you guys need not worry a nary head on your hair, because the TLC fan base is a raw as fuck fan base. Just as raw as he is fucking your daughter, unfortunately. Sorry if you ever hear this. I'm so sorry for you. But he is, it's a raw fan base. It is a fan base for, like, all they need to do is the cameos are already probably popping, and this is the first day of their debut to the national world officially on a TV show. Like even the couples who haven't showed up yet, like Patrick and T, um, even them, like they probably could already get the cameo started right now, and we haven't even truly seen a full segment of them on the show. So everyone who's worried and concerned about the longevity of income or whatever, like come on, look at Ari and Benham. Even though I think she was already kind of fine. Like her mom was like, I'm spiritual gangster. There or something else. But anyway, so that's all I got for them. One last thing. He opened a cafe in Cameroon a few months ago after she applied for the visa. And I feel like you could look at this one or two ways, because like the dad was like, oh, so this means he's irresponsible with money because that doesn't sound like smart. And she's like, yeah, it doesn't sound smart. So, but to me, it actually kind of sounded like if he did it right, that maybe he potentially opened something that could bring him reoccurring revenue and income. And it probably could even be his way of, if not having money be sent to him, at least have his family end up having a way to make income. You get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times when we see people come from other countries, a lot of the pain point between the couples are the fact that the foreigner is expected by the family in their other country to fully support and still fund their family. And so that's always been like a pain point. It's been a storyline. Like, come on, Pedro and Chantel. My cat's like not feeling the vibes of this thunder. But like Pedro and Chantel is like the best example I can give you. So I don't like it. I need more details about the cafe, because I kind of feel like that cafe may potentially have been a boss ass move if done right, or it could be the stupidest thing. Because let me tell you something: all these shirts, all these pictures he takes online without his shirt on, and he says he's an underwear model. Where, sir? Where? Moving along. So, we're at 31. Some say about 32 minutes for the video. Alright. So, we are on our next to last couple. Our, what's that word? Penultimate. Pinocchio. I can't say that shit, bitch. Anyway, so we got Nicki Minaj. Just kidding. We got Nicki Minaj and Vic Mensa. I'm not funny, I know. So we got Miona and Jabari, right? And Miona. Okay, so Jabari is Vic Mensa and Khalid put in one body. Jabari is endearing. I actually really like Jabari. He's 28. Miona's 23. Jabari's from Rapid City, South Dakota, and Miona is Serbian. At first, when she stepped on the scene, I thought she was an Aries. I looked up her sign. She's a Gemini. Her birthday is allegedly June 18th. Must be somewhere around that. I stalked on Instagram. Let me go to their pictures. They're the ones I probably have the most pictures. Actually, I thought I took way more screenshots. Let me tell you something. This is a sexy ass couple, okay? Like, this is a sexy couple. Like, just like good googly moo, okay? Let me tell you something. They are so fine together. Like, I'm just like, y'all are like a photo picture together. Like, I love the way they look personally. Like, I like the aesthetics of it. Not for me, but like, she's also really pretty. There's one picture of her, like, she's like in Greece, and it's the one I found for her on her birthday or whatever. And she was like, treating myself. I'm like, go ahead, girl. If that's treating yourself, go ahead, do what it do. I ain't jealous, baby, because I wish I could do it too. Okay. She is just woof fine. And I like his energy, and I like his spirit. We didn't see much of her, so I can't comment on her a lot, like her personality. But she definitely seems like a handful. She definitely does seem like a handful. But I also feel like that could be an edit or just even just like bias. So I'm going to reserve judgment on her completely because I don't have enough evidence to like see how I feel about her. But that face, which is beautiful. But basically he met her because he plucked her out of an audience of one of his shows. So he has a group called the Black Serbs, and he makes space rock music mixed with hip hop. Listen, I wasn't about to save the song on Spotify, but I truly appreciate somebody I feel like creating music that's like for them. Like I feel like he creates for all the angsty, biracial, or you buy a whole bunch of white people and you're too black to fit in with white people, but you're too white to fit in with black people type of crowd. And I am in somewhere of that caveat a lot of the times, unfortunately. When I'm like, I'm a nigga, bitch. What the fuck you talking about? Listen, and I'm a black woman to the T, bitch, okay? Like, okay. I ain't even get into that. It's just interesting. When people say, I'm gonna take away your black card. I'm like, I have bigger problems than that. Like, way bigger problems than that. And also, that sentiment doesn't invalidate my blackness at fucking all. The tone of my voice doesn't invalidate my blackness at fucking all. Also, I code switch like a motherfucker because that's, like, literally just the environment that I've grown up in. And to a certain degree, like, when I was younger, I would question, like, which is me? Am I this type of pitch or am I this type of pitch? Because I used to purposely make my pitch higher to try to not seem as, like, I guess ghetto or something. What the fuck ever. And then eventually I realized, like, whoever you are now, like, this is you, and like, be you. What the fuck? Like, what you gonna do? Act a fool? No, I'm kidding. Like, what you gonna do? Like, change your whole fucking, like, race? Like, or, like, your whole entire mentality about yourself because all of a sudden you're like, I need to now be black? But that doesn't make any sense because, like, that's not a thing. Or, like, I don't know. It's just, like, it becomes a struggle at times, especially when you're someone who grew up, like, a lot of times they've been called Oreo, but then, like, at the same time, like, identifying, like, with black people, but then also identifying with, like, white people, but then also just identifying with being a human, and also just wanting to, like, mainly at the end, the beginning, and the middle of the day, you just want to be a human who has the understanding that because you are someone of color, that there may be times where people may be disparaging, or even, like, subconsciously have emotions about you that they may not even realize are biases, So it all is a lot. And it can be very convoluted and layered. And I think that makes Jabari convoluted and layered. I relate to him a lot as a 28-year-old. He's really like a Jaden Smith, Tyler, the Creator, Vic Mensa in one body to me with Glee. Like, he really, really is. But he plucked her out of audience of his shows. He said that he spent years, like, making sure that, like, even if he liked a girl, like, he really was trying not to be about that life. He wasn't trying to, like, overseas date, and he also wasn't trying to, like, mix in dating with, like, doing his music. He's definitely one of those people who's like, I'm an artist, and I want to make sure I get to my artistry. Kind of like my brother. Like, it's like his artistry, I can kind of tell, like, rules his mood because, like, art is his life and art is him and his expression. He expresses it in different ways, one of which is clothing. And so he displays that a lot and talks about that a lot. And let me tell you, the man, like, has style. I don't really know what style is completely from a can of paint, honestly. But, like, he's interesting. Like, he has, like, his cowboy hat. He consistently changes his, like, his look. Like, he's very expressive with his identity, and I think it's beautiful. He even mentions at one point that he wanted to change himself, but then he realized that him being full of color brings color into other people's lives, and he wanted to maintain that energy. And I said, yes, ma'am. I said, yes, ma'am, Jabari. Don't you say no shit to make me not like you. Don't you fuck it up, Jabari. Don't you fuck it up. Um, but at first I was guessing that his sign could be like Sagittarius. When I looked him up on Instagram, he is a Leo. His birthday's August the 5th. His mom is biracial, and Brian is white. That's his stepdad. And his mom's a therapist. He said his mom don't mince no words, but she also knows how to say them properly. At the end of the show, the last segment he has, I'll just jump forward a little bit. He's talking to his mom, and his mom is kind of like, hey, like, I don't want you to I want you to know that, like, she needs to be, like, respectful, and not only that, but she needs to, like, really mind what she wears. And Jabari was just like, Mom, first of all, you're a fucking feminist. Second of all, you grew up going to, like, beaches in Portland and, like, being a free spirit, so don't act like you're new to this. You're true to this, Mom. And while he was talking, I was like, maybe your mom just doesn't want to, like, question if, like, you know, if her couch had bare ass and tits on it. You know, it's not an unfair request, if you ask me. Like, you want to, like, and honestly, like, out of the parents that we've seen on this show, I think that they're okay with them sleeping in the same vicinity, same room. And, like, as we know, in 9 Day, historically, that's not the case with unmarried couples, especially with couples that are younger and living with their parents. So, yeah, but then as I'm thinking about that, I feel like correctly identifies, and this is where I can see, the fact that he is a son of a therapist. It really kind of shined through because he kind of like read his mom, but he didn't read his mom to her face. Like, he was very appropriate. I like Jabari. Okay, let me just put it right here. Jabari is my fucking favorite. My fucking favorite. Now, he's not the smartest tool in the shed, if you ask me, but there's some, he could be a Pisces moon. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Jabari for me. Okay, it's Jabari for me. It really is, and it's Jabari with Miona for me. Okay, like, I don't even want Jabari. I want Jabari with Miona, and I want them to make sure they have hot, passionate sex every time they can. Okay, because they look like two people who fuck it up with each other. Like, I feel like when they get together, they soul ties. It's like, we are so tired. And they get so tired, if you get what I'm saying. So I really just, like, I'm a fucking fan of those two. But when his mom is talking to him, I feel like he correctly identifies kind of, like, what's going on here. And he says, like, I think my mom just kind of wants to test the waters. He's like, I don't think my mom really cares about, like, what she wears. Because my mom's like, not about that. Even though her mama could also be thinking, listen, I don't need your stepdaddy put his eyes nowhere I want to be. But I think he's right with what he said in his assessment. And it was just really fascinating to see, like, the therapist's son assess, like, and also, like, you know, honestly, like, can we think about it? They probably have had some beautiful, like, very healing conversations in their lifetime, like, her being a therapist, and, like, you can even tell with the way she talks and the way they communicate. It's very open, it's very respectful, it's very loving, and it's very I'm looking out for you, but in a way I don't disrespect you. And I can feel the mom also respects her son back, which is very important. What, Arcana? Akana's like, girl, it is thundering. I need a place to hide. Or she wants to see the thunder. I don't know. I can't figure out with this girl. But she's also worried about, like, the income and, like, what they're going to be able to afford. And I'm just like, again, refer back to the second couple, I think. They will be okay because, especially with these two are the people who are going to use the TLC brand for all it is worth and then some, like Yada. And you should. If you are a social media influencer, if you don't get your ass up out there and go do what you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah. Shout out to Big Brother. And also shout out to I Am Amisha, which always be like, shout out to this. Bow, 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 bum, 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 bum. One day I'm gonna know that the Queen of Swords IMO_Miss Misha has to listen to my content because she is going to comment and she's going to be like, bow, bow, bow. Like, bow, bow. But let's get back on track. Back on track. Oh, shit. I think my cat fell. Oh, she got 5 lives. But she's fine, by the way. When the parents were talking, it was funny because the dad was like, "Are you hearing us?" And then he's like, "When have I not heard you?" And then the mom was like, "Well, when you jumped off a bridge onto a train and we told you not to." And he was like, "Oh yeah, man, my foot still hurt from that." I said, "Jabari." See, I could be friends with Jabari because I'd be like, "Jabari, man, come on, bruh. Jabari would be a fun friend, actually. He'd be a really fucking fun friend. I've really started getting like more into color and stuff like that. So like, I'd probably be like still enthralled. But then also I'd be like, bruh, what the fuck? Jumping off the train. And he's like, yeah, I probably should use a stunt man for that. Yeah, you probably should use somebody who knew what they were doing. Yeah, you probably should have used somebody for your music video who could jump on it and then like, but even though you probably was dressed up in something and then who knows what, something that like only one person can wear. Because I think she also makes clothes too. This is a power couple. If she makes clothes too, if I remember correctly, yes, ma'am, indeed, they will be fine. The check will clear. They will be in LA before the end of the day, honey. Okay, just don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, mama. And Jabari look like the one. He gonna come take care of his mama too, even though his mama will probably make probably about 2-3K a year, 100K a year, and probably work like 3-4 days a week, if that. So I don't think she's struggling, and we don't know what his stepdad do, but they seem like they were fine, even though he had to move back home, and when he had moved back home, he had to do chores. And let me tell you something, he's on it too. He wasn't really complaining. He has this weird tattoo. I'll get into it some other day. But he wasn't really complaining. Instead, he was like, hold on, let me text my dad and ask him how I can work this lawnmower. Because daddy said I got to get this lawnmower. I got to get it done. Okay? Then they also kind of talk a little bit. I'm getting tired. But so they also kind of talk. One of his, I think, last scenes. Well, this is actually a scene before he talked to his mom. But I've already talked about his mom. But he FaceTimes with her. And he's like, I think we can have a beautiful wedding over here in like South Dakota. She said, oh hell nah. She said, She said, do you see me? Look at me, look at you, look at us. Come on, baby. She said, we are the ones where we deserve the lavish. She thinks she a young, famous and African from Netflix. And Jabari trying to tell her, baby, you are closer to the area like where Sister Wives is filmed. That, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they are, but that's just like the energy I'm feeling. He made some comment about she's smart with making money, but she's not smart with using it. AKA that OnlyFans she got popping, but she be blowing it all on the bag. That's what he mean. That's you can't tell me otherwise. I know she got an OnlyFans. She got an OnlyFans with her face being shown too, and no problem with it. And we will all know the links later on. Trust and believe that one. I'm like, see, like he didn't tell his mom this either though. He didn't say, Mom, we'll be fine with cash. She has an OnlyFans, and on top of that, when she gets here, we're gonna get our OnlyFans started, Mom. So like, chill out. He can't say that. He can't say it on camera. Duh. Instead he has to like fold his clothes and just like listen to his mom's advice and be like, okay, mom. So, and it's so funny because she was like, I'm worried about the way she dresses, and I like wrote a note and I was like, come on, you're talking about the way she dresses on the beach. Like, if this girl, like, I got one friend. She's like gorgeous as hell, just like this girl. She's a videographer. And when I tell you, I have seen this girl more in sweats, and now she like photographs in sweats a lot more. But like, I just feel like someone would probably think like, oh, she only dresses like that, and then it's like, no, that's like, I feel like that's sometimes the exact opposite. And she kind of gives me that feel because like, especially if you're a girl, I think, because I'm not like one of those baddie girls who like, does the whole exterior. But like, if you are that type of like person, it's a lot of work to do all that type of work. So I just feel like she's probably the type I could see like getting her doing her makeup at home or whatever, and then like finding a bare wall to like take a bikini picture like she went somewhere, and then like throw on some sweats like 2.5 seconds later. Like personally, and if you're worried about your man looking, honestly, mom, unfortunately, like you could just go look on the Instagram page. You'll post it as well. But I just don't. She doesn't give me the vibe that she's gonna be walking around in a bikini 2.5 hours of her life. What? Who recently said on a TV show that she like still walk around in her different bikinis? Was it Noy or Lindsay from Married at First Sight? I don't know. They all annoy me. All right. Somehow I got to the back notes with them. I think I already talked about this. So I made a good comparison. Mama thing. Him off. Modesty test. Respect test. Is this for the... I was actually... The conversation was for the camera. I said I don't think he actually expects her to call her stupid. But he just can't promise it with the way his mom was talking different in front of the camera. So, that's them. Look at this review. It's been long, but we in the last couple. And that's all I got, too, anyway, in my body. And so, about 51-minute mark. All right. Actually, I'm going to record talking about them tomorrow. Yeah, I'll remember them tomorrow. Okay, here we are to finish up my review of Love After Luck. Ooh, shoot, guys, wow, ooh, Jesus. Right now, it is currently 5:04 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. I have work at 6 a.m., which is 4 a.m. MST time. And I have a free Starbucks coffee. They open at 5:30. So your girl is planning to be out of this house by at least like 5:25 because it's not that far away from me. So I could be one of the first mofos in line and get my coffee for this first shift. My actual production shift starts today. I've been training, so we were on a different time frame. It was more like 10:30 to 6:30 for me, 8:30 to 4:30 for MST time, people. Holler at me if you want a suggestion for a job, by the way, a remote job. You have to be in like Florida, Texas, Idaho, Ohio, and I think California, maybe. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, I was actually just kind of watching Auntie's video really quick, a little bit of it, about how Jabari and Miona are already married. And at first I was like, oh, I don't care. Like, it is what it is. Like, I expect some of these people to have, like, you're on a show, you kind of got to get your life moving eventually. Like, and I think that's kind of probably what they did. But then when she said 2 years, I was like, oh, that is a... Y'all could have put them on, like, after the 90 days or something. But, hey, they are hot, and we have them this season. So, I say let's just go along with it. You know, TLC don't come with the kicks and giggles anyway. But anyway, we left off on... Oh, Jesus. Shaida and Bayal. Now, initial thoughts about Bayal... First of all, like, when I watch these shows, I don't stare at these shows. So some details I'm going to miss. I'm probably not going to be the girl to, like, know the fashions in and out and all that type of stuff, or even notice, like, the wing eyeliner and this and that and give a dog a cat. Okay, I don't know. Hold on. My made coffee, my brewed coffee, before I go get my iced coffee. So excited. I love me a free coffee for the day. Yes, Harry, good coffee is, I mean, you can get it from McDonald's, but bitch, don't be acting like you drinking something special and during your interview, and to me, really disrespecting those interviewers. But don't come for me, Harry, if you ever hear this, because I have no subscribers. So, actually do come for me. Maybe they'll become my subscribers. Hey, Harry, you ain't shit. Come on. In the begin. I'm just kidding. You also have my daughter's birthday, which is very interesting to me, Harry. October 15th. Anyway, moving along. So we have Shaida, who's 37, with Bayal, who's 42. Shaida. I phonetically wrote down her name, actually. And I phonetically wrote down her name ahead of time before realizing I would need to also maybe phonetically write his ex-wife's name right next to her name so I can have a distinctual difference, which I'm pretty sure is what those kids are going through. because baby, it would be so confusing for me to like have my mom and then have like this new mom also have names that are like vowels away from each other. It'd be a little awkward. Like, could you imagine like, I don't know, like family gatherings and stuff like that with like grandparents, like she's there and then like the ex-wife is there. I mean, actually, I guess she can imagine it because she's probably already imagined it. Probably has already dealt with it. But anyway, because I don't like look at the screen exactly, is it just me or does he give me Michael vibes? But like the honest Michael, like Michael's evolved self, Mikey's Pokemon evolved from Married at First Sight, the one who was married to Malika, I believe. I think they were on the season after Brandon, and I always called her knockoff Solange because that's what she's trying to look like to me. Beautiful woman though. I mean, and hey, I'm no even knock off Solange, baby, so that's not an insult from me, okay? Like, if anyone ever called me, like, oh, you like a knockoff Rihanna? Rihanna? A knockoff Rihanna? Oh my gosh, thank you, babe. That is the bee's knees. Like, oh my gosh. I'm silly this morning. I'm trying to wake myself up, which is why I'm going to get my coffee. I'm also going to fill in my cards when I'm talking to y'all. Pull my cards for the day. Indy, if you're listening, I can tell you what the Knight of Cups really means, okay? I'm not the best at tarot, but I ain't gonna lie. Unless they are cutting some stuff out of your tarot readings, I'm a little off. And I think you can probably get a little bit more insight from some people on YouTube. Like Queen Cup, I'm just saying, I'm not sure if I'm really here for the people who have, like, their houses all set up nowadays and have been doing it for a long time, in a sense. Like, I don't know how to word that. Like, there's just something commercialized about some of these readers I see on these reality TV shows, and they are not, to me, indicative of the true representation of what tarot, energy, spirit readers are. But I do like Indy, especially since she has, like, redeemed herself and left that man. But I mean, then again, was he ever her man at the same time? Let me stop. Okay, moving on, because I don't got that much time. I'm not here to talk about Hindi and Aerie. So, Shaida and Bial, he popped the question after they were together for a week in Trinidad and Tobago. He has 2 kids. And his kids are, I believe, 13 and 16. His daughter's 16, his son's 13. His daughter, baby, she is adorable as fuck, let me tell you. She got her cute, like, 2 little puffs. She had her nose ring. I said, baby girl is living her little 16-year-old life, huh? She probably popping up at school. Bleh. I didn't have that many friends who had nose rings. And I personally don't find anything wrong with it. I love the fact that she has freedom in her expression. The daughter and the son seems very level-headed. I mean, honestly, like, this family strikes me as this blended family, which it will be when Shaida gets there. They strike me as showing me, like, kind of what money can do for you. Because I truly feel like, because money wasn't a problem, like, they probably had a not the best divorce, but at the same time, you can tell that, like, everybody's, like, cool where things settle. That's what I mean. You can tell the kids are cool with where things settle with their parents. Like, you could tell they're cool with where things are settling with their parents' new girl. They just want to make sure that, she gonna be straight. She gonna be cool about it. And they probably also want to make sure that she gonna be respecting their mama. Because the kids seem like the type where they are for the parents. Not for the parents to be together, but the kids seem like they are the type for the parents. Like, you're not going to talk about my mama, and you're not about to talk about my daddy. However, I'm feeling red flags. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling red flags, and not in the words of Paige. Not orange, not purple. They're red. They're red. They're red. Because first of all, when he is showing a house, and he's showing a house to his ex-wife, and let me tell you, his ex-wife has a friend zoned her husband as far as you can throw him. Like, sorry, take out my notes for my reading. But his ex-wife has like literally like chucked the deuces a long time ago, and she ain't looking back. She like called him like brother like a million times. I was like, yes, ma'am. And she was like, I wish them luck. But his ex-wife was like, he's the only person I trust as my real estate manager. I was like, I know that's right, because like him messing up you is messing up the kids. And he definitely seems like that type where he's not trying to play around with like anything dealing with his ex-wife or his kids. Like he just seems very respectful and everything of like their relationship. But you know, looks can be deceiving. And personally, his ex-wife also looked like she was kind of happy to go. Don't come over here. Don't come over here. Our connections, we gonna have some issues. Thank you. Cause she'll just jump in my cars and I'll like lose my entire placement for them and be pissed off. But anyway, so I did have pictures for them too. In the video version, I'll just be like putting some pictures in the place of wherever I am talking about the couples. Gosh, Jabari and Miona are such a beautiful couple. Let me see. What pictures do I have of Bayal? I don't know where I put them. Okay, they are. Okay. Oh, I say one picture of them. I'll say more. I don't think I even got to their Instagram. Some of them I got to their Instagram and some of them I just didn't. And the ones I got to their Instagrams, I'll link them below, so you guys can go follow them. Because I think this is an interesting cast to follow. A lot of people's Instagrams they seem like they're wiped for a couple of years almost, which is interesting. Like some of their Instagrams, I could only find recent posts from like 2020 or like 2021. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have more couples that are actually married, and like 9-Day Fiancé just like, okay, so what I think could have happened is because of COVID, I have a feeling that some of these couples, like even Emily and Kobe, I think that they may have already been picked for the show, but with COVID, there were delays that happened or just interference that could have happened. Oh my gosh, I said the thingy. I'm not really supposed to be saying the thingy name. But you know, with the virus, honey. I'm so deep in my video. I know YouTube didn't stop listening by now if they ever were. Sorry, my sinuses are always the worst in the morning. But yeah, so I'm gonna be shocked if we see more couples are married. Like I wouldn't be shocked if Kate and Glamero are married. So what did she meet him like when he's like 21 or something? That still doesn't seem cougar to me. But anyway, moving along. So yeah, so he basically describes Sheeta as shy. His ex-wife, I don't remember her name, but it was just like so close. When they were on the boat, it was so cute. She was like team positivity, period. I was like, that's so cute. Until she get here try to tell you what to do. Nah. The woman that's coming in, she doesn't really seem like the type to like be like, oh, I'm gonna bust the party up. But then again, you just never know with these folks. No, Arcana. You just never know with these folks. So that's that on that. The red flag that I saw from him is that he's basically setting her up to move into a house that that was his childhood house. And to which I say we skipped a bit part because I'm like kind of discombobulated talking about them right now. He's pretty well off. He's made a lot for himself. And so he's very, very successful right now and finding a lot of success. And he didn't grow up with that. And he is one of those ones who doesn't want to be, he's like Chris, right? He doesn't want to be used for where he comes from. So I guess whenever he like FaceTimes her, he doesn't show the house, and his ex-wife was like, she doesn't know where you live because this house is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty nice. Probably one of the best houses that we have seen, I think, on 9-Day Fiancé for someone to own. Let me know if there's anybody's house that was better than that. Because like even some people who said they were millionaires, and sometimes I get my shows mixed up. Like I was thinking about Stan from Love at the Lockup, but this is probably to me the nicest house. Now the other red flag is he has supreme OCD. Like OCD to the point where like everybody seems so nervous about this and how it's going to affect their relationship. He strikes me as a type that he may be autistic. It may be a little deeper than what like than just the like it may be some rooted to the tutor, and I'm not gonna diagnose anybody, but it's just like tendencies I could see. I could possibly see him having a touch of autism, because it almost just, I mean, but I guess that's also OCD. It just seems like he probably is the type that can't function if it's not orderly, but she also seems like she's very neat too. But anyway, so he's basically gonna be tricking her because he said he's a prankster, and he also wants to make sure she's not there for the dinero. The girl's fine. She's flexible as fuck too. We got some hot couples this year, let me tell you. But but yeah, so that's what he wants to do. He wants to take her to his childhood home, which for him is busted and disgusted. For me, it looked like a not a bad fixer up. Like if that was my beginning starter house, fuck yeah. My brother, he might well be an interior decorator. He has spruced that shit right up. Um, so it wasn't the worst to me, but in the previews it does like she's like, I don't want to live like I'm in the 1990s, and it does look like the 1990s. But I don't think she necessarily means she wants to live like in the riches. But she is about to live in like moderately riches, honestly, if you ask me. I know people have different scales on like what is wealthy and what is not, but to me he looks fine, pretty well off. I really need to like blow my nose, but I don't have anything. 1 second. Really sorry about that. I didn't want to stop. When he starts out, he describes himself as I almost forgot that till I looked down at my notes. When he describes himself as a hood bougie that he drives to Whole Foods while listening to Tupac. I said, go for it, sir. Go for it. Um, like, you know what, Jabari and you guys may be a match made in like brodom heaven. You know, maybe. I mean, Jabari could help you spruce your look up a little bit because that plaid suit was not it to me. But I just don't like plaid suits on people. It's not. I just they've never looked good to me. Hold on 1 second. I'm so sorry about that. But basically, gotta speed this up. Basically, he said he likes her vibe. He likes her drive. I mean, he says that she's shy. Something about the wanting to like him for him. I can't relate. Oh yeah, he was like, I really want someone to like me for me, not for my riches. And I was like, oh, I can't relate. Must be a lonely road out there. Um, for you rich folks who people just want you for your coins. It must be a sad world when you can't tell if somebody loves you for you or for the bag you drew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, because I actually have a lot of notes about them. I said if I was a kid, I would be like, return to sender, divorce check. In the words of Mirla, if she came here, I didn't like her. Daddy, divorce check, return to sender. Shayida not working out on mama. Cause them kids seem like they're gonna be the type to tell you, honey. Them kids really seem like they're gonna be the type. When my dad went to marry my mom, me and my brothers were just like, sure. Cause I feel like we knew it was gonna happen anyway. And I don't think that dynamic exists here. I think that these two kids will be like, hey, we're teaming up with mama, and she's about to get up out of here. So, I wish the best of luck to them. And excited to watch their journey on 90 Day Fiancé. I think it's going to be a interesting season. And I feel like I'm probably not going to be more attached to these people until after they are on another season. Because all of these people being introduced, like, I feel like this is 90 Day Fiancé's way of, like, rolling out the carpet to give us some fresh blood in the entity. Because last season didn't really completely work out for them, I don't think, for before the 90 Day. Because a lot of times you see people before 90 Day, like Ari and Benham, and then they transfer to 90 Day Fiancé. At least 1 to 2, sometimes 3 couples. And with this cast, I think this cast was a lot of the people in the roster that they wanted previously, but couldn't because of the pancake. It happened all around town. Um, Especially with like some of the people on the show being pregnant. Emily, like I couldn't imagine her like probably maybe film, and that's honestly probably I could see that being another reason why he didn't even come over here immediately. Besides his visa getting denied, like he wouldn't even be able to see the birth of his son. But um, he also has his sister with him, Nefertiti, and he lets us know. Well, I have a whole other page of notes, but I pretty much went over this. But he like let her know that they are going to be having a nikah, which is a spiritual union. And I said Indy could have probably used that to like solidify a little bit more. So she could have been like, yeah, I am spiritually. I know now she's probably happy she didn't, but she could be like, I am spiritually married. I sure am. I had a nikah done, if I'm pronouncing that right. Um, the sister is nervous. So also like interesting to the family dynamic. The sister flew into Atlanta. Also I would say Michael, but Bilal is the youngest child. He just sounds like Michael to me because I'm not like staring at the like my iPad while it's on. So he just like looks like Michael to me. I am like seriously getting winded. I'm just tired. But she indicates that like he hasn't even dated in years, like so it doesn't seem like he's out there and about. Okay, I had to stop recording one more time because my sinuses are doing like the devil's work. Um, but that's pretty much it. Everyone's really scared about him's OCD. She asks him about the fact that she has been engaged twice. She's 37. That is kind of interesting. Don't know what to make of it yet, but she's 37. She's been engaged twice, but she's never been married. And on top of that, she's never had kids. And also, he does indicate that he doesn't know if he wants to start over and have kids. And I'm like, sir, can you please let her know this before she comes over? Because I guess now she wants kids. And I think that's very important. And you know, just because somebody says they don't want kids at a certain point, I believe that it is wise to procreate if you want to, based on who you're with. You know, like, so if you're with a partner and you can see yours. With my ex, I did not see us ever having any more kids. Then with my ex-girlfriend, I was like, I could definitely see us having kids. It's just like, it's because I was considering who I would be parenting with. So she may look at Bayal and maybe like, okay, you're somebody who I would want to parent with, while with her former partner, she may not have envisioned that parenting. So, Bayal, if you do not want to start over at all, which I understand because your youngest is 13, please let her know this before she comes over here. But I know she's already over here, so it is what it is. And that's the end of my review. If there's something I missed, we will muck it up another day. But this will probably be out later today, which is Monday, April the 18th. I get off of work at 2:30 EST time. So after that, I will upload this audio and all that type of stuff. But as of right now, your girl got to go get some coffee and then get herself set up for her work day. So you all have a good day.